That's My Take podcast. Today, we're going to be doing our 2022 Dynasty rookie rankings post-draft. It's me and Steve, Cam, and Gavin. I think we'll just jump right in. So, as you can see, we'll make it a little bigger. Quarterbacks. We did 5 quarterback rankings. I think, obviously, as you can see, we all agree Kenny Pickett's one. Does anyone have any
before we go into
controversy with that?
This is May 4th, 2022.
I mean, I don't see how you could say anyone else is number one.
Yeah, I guess if the Falcons made like a stupid, insane rebuild next year, Desmond Ridder could be good, but realistically, Kenny Pickett is.
Pickett was only first pick, and it's how many days after the draft? So
I'd like to point out too, if you go watch Tomlin's when being asked about Kenny Pickett, that doesn't sound like a guy, for as transparent as he is with the media, that doesn't sound like a quarterback he wants to sit a year.
Mm-hmm. So 2 and 3, we both have the same answers, but flip-flop for 2 of us. So I guess Cam and Steve, if you guys want to tag team and go together, you guys have Willis and then Ridder. You want to explain why you have Willis over Ridder?
I'll jump in first, and then Cam can take over. Cam is our Falcons fan of the podcast, so
damn right.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, I just think Malik Willis. He went into an average team with an older quarterback, where he gets a fair chance to develop, and I think if he has a chance to succeed, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And Desmond Ridder, he's just on a garbage team that's in a rebuild. So he's going to pass 30 to 40 times per game if he's a starter. And I don't see any rookie quarterback going into a team that has to pass 40 times a game succeeding. But
and he won't be a good fantasy quarterback, though, doing that.
I don't think that much, but.
Well, with the volume, he could put up average numbers, but I don't know. What do you think, Kim?
No, I had Willis at 2. I had Ridder, and I honestly was thinking about putting Willis at 1 because, I mean, it's not based on the fact that like he's on the Titans or whatever. I mean, yeah, he's gonna be waiting at least a year or 2 at the lowest to be a starter. But I mean, we all know he's not NFL ready right now. But I think potential wise, he might have the best potential of everyone here. Therefore, making him the best. But I just can't put him ahead of Kenny Pickett because Pickett's already guaranteed a starting spot and it's going to be at least valuable 100% guaranteed in a dynasty standpoint, where Malik Willis will have to work with the Titans organization and get into starting there, and it won't be for at least a year or 2. And then I had him ahead of Ridder because, one, Falcons are terrible, and I don't see Ridder being very relevant fantasy-wise because of how bad we are. I mean, maybe given time, he'll be fine, but I don't know. The Falcons are so bad.
We all have Drake London as our wide receiver 1.
Irrelevant. I don't.
Well, everyone smart has Drake London as their wide receiver 1, but
everyone that's not Steve. Okay.
Gavin does too.
Or Gavin. I don't care. Well, it's a good thing Gavin doesn't have the 2 pick in our draft.
Oh my God.
All right. So.
All right. I mean.
Oh, I can't scroll.
Gavin,
4 and 5.
Well, 4 and 5 are just.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. But
that's Carson Strong.
The only reason why I put Ridder over Willis is because I think Ridder will have more opportunities to get exposed into more playing time sooner, which might help him. I mean, Willis might not ever really get a fair chance. So
I just want to point out the only way.
What do you mean that's a bad take?
I said valid.
It's valid.
Oh, okay. Valid. I was gonna say that's my take.
I'm just gonna say I feel like with Willis, if Willis starts, let's just say next year, the only thing that's keeping him fantasy relevant is rushing upside. I mean, he's got a lot to do over a year. He throws with little to no anticipation, so I can't really trust him from a fantasy passing standpoint. His points and his potential are just going to come from rushing.
This is Malik.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, receivers are last for everyone that's listening. Comment below your position rankings and also who you think had the best rankings out of the four of us for each position. Obviously,
And comment who
quarterbacks
had
is
the
tough.
worst.
Well, they're not going to put
Oh,
Steve
we know
every
S-
time. That'd just be rude.
exactly. Yeah. We know Steve's gonna be the worst.
Cam's always the worst.
All right, running backs. So I
One
had
and
James
two.
Cook 1. No, I'm just kidding.
All our
One
ones
and
are the
two are
same.
1 and 2 are just kind of it's just how it is. You
One and
could
two are a
debate-
tier above the rest for a
You
reason.
You could debate
just- you-
Walker could be better in the future, but
Yeah. You can't put anyone above them right now because we know for a fact Walker and Hall are gonna get their volume is gonna be good. We
Yeah,
don't know
they
about
were-
anyone else.
They were
can easily-
drafted
they can
higher
easily passed.
to be that guy. Like they might
Yeah.
not be total workhorses, but they were drafted in the second round for a reason.
and then we have okay, so similar to the quarterbacks. Actually, okay, so Gavin, you want to explain? So me and Steve have Spiller 3. Cam has him 4. You do not have him on the list.
Okay.
What's your thoughts
Like
behind
Spiller.
that?
So, I mean, if I'm going to throw Spiller, it's going to be at 5 and I'll bump Pierce up to 4. But overall at 3, I put James Cook there just because Buffalo we've seen the last couple of years, they're a committee offense in terms of running back. And James Cook kind of specializes with catching passes out of the backfield, which oddly enough is similar to how Devin Singletary is in terms of fantasy football.
Mhm.
But the interesting one I have is Damien Pierce, and that's because I think in Houston there's really not much competition for touches. So I think he's going to get a good opportunity to get a good workload this coming season.
I actually, as much as I can see what you're saying, I think Marlon Mack will have a fair shake at getting
Yeah, I
his
think
touches.
he will. I don't see why
No,
people
yeah.
Mac is bad.
No, he's not bad, but in terms of carry splits and
No, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay,
All
so
right.
we can talk about 2, I guess.
Yeah,
Our
being-
last guys, since those were kind of the different people, and Gavin can talk about. Well, yeah, we can all talk about our last spots.
hold up.
I only
Let me do
went-
Isaiah Spiller first because no one touched on that.
Just
Well,
just
we
go in
all
order.
have them. I think it's pretty.
Yeah. Just go in
Yeah,
order.
I
You,
just-
Steve, talk about your, then me, then Ant.
Okay.
Gavin did his already.
Kenneth Walker, that's easy. He's gonna have a really good shake once Rashad Penny leaves next year, and Chris Carson is half dead right now anyway, so that's that. Brees Hall, he isn't an undersized Michael Carter. The Jets showed their hand with how much they don't like Michael Carter, and that they
Which makes no sense.
You say
I
they
think
don't like him
did,
though.
He did the best.
No, they like him.
No, it's
'Cause-
not that they dislike him, but they showed their hand with the fact that they don't believe in him to be a workhorse back, or else they wouldn't have went and drafted a running back in the second round.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, but when you really want to break down Hall and Carter's games, they're both just as likely to catch passes out of the backfield as each other. So I feel like they're looking for a more West Coast
Yeah.
winging out the backfield type of deal.
Yeah. Isaiah Spiller, I don't know what type of touches the Chargers are going to look to give him, but I think in that loaded offense, he could come and help he could extend Eckler's shelf life. So he could I don't know, third down role, whatever they might decide to give him. I think he can produce with that because James Cook is in a clear committee. Zach Moss is done. Devin Singletary and James Cook are going to battle out for the one spot. And if James Cook wins, then I might look dumb. But for now,
Yeah.
I have what I have.
I see what you mean for Spiller though. That's kind of the reason though I was hesitant to throw him in.
Yeah.
It'll be good though if Eckler gets hurt. We'll
Yeah,
see.
exactly. And then Samir White, I believe he went to the Raiders. They have, again, showed their hand in not wanting to re-sign Josh Jacobs because running backs are the most expendable position in football. And I think Samir White will take over carries. Not this year, obviously, but eventually.
I can see it.
Cam?
All right. I'm gonna try and go fast. so we don't take long. But I mean, 1 and 2, obviously,
No,
they're
you're
the same
good.
thing. Everyone has the same thing, 1 and 2. I mean, they're the only 2 that's guaranteed carries as of right now. And I mean, you just can't put anyone above them based on the fact that we don't know. Everyone else has their uncertainties with playing time in the future. So I mean, they're easily 1 and 2. And I had to Cook 3 because I mean the Bills needed that running back. I mean, yeah, they have Singletary, but I mean, I kind of harp on what Gavin said before. I mean, I like James Cook in the Bills system. I think him and Singletary can battle it out, but I think Singletary will lead carries this year. I think Cook might take over next year, but I think he could be definitely really good in the future. I like Spiller a lot personally. I would have had him higher, but Chargers was, I think, a bad landing spot for him based on the fact they have Eckler already. So I mean, it'll take him a little bit to actually be a starter, if he even ever does. And then I had Algier last because I have I have to rip the Falcons, and I did watch him at Penn State, and he's a touchdown machine, and that is what many running backs for the Falcons do. They are touchdown machines, and I think he fits really well in their schemes, and he can also get a lot of check down because he's not a threat in the field. He's a check down receiver who will get his fantasy points if he plays a lot. And I think he will.
Especially in
I think he
PPR
will.
formats.
I think he will this
Mike
year.
Davis deserves better, man.
Mike
That's what
Davis
I
is
think.
gone. He's gone.
Mike Davis deserves better.
Yeah, he's
for
soft,
mine. I pretty much had the same thing, but only reason why I put Rashad White was he could be like, I've heard he's like a really good receiving back. He got drafted by Tampa, so who knows? He could be like a good mix with Fournette. Which how long did Fournette sign there?
I believe it was
2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, I
maybe?
wanted to say 2
So
years.
who knows? Maybe the new quarterback comes in after Brady. He just likes to dump down games, and you know Brady does too. So he could have a big role.
He could be Brady's James
Yeah,
White.
Like
Yeah,
Gio
exactly. Who
Bernard
knows?
last year. He could be like Gio
Exactly.
Bernard.
And Ronald Jones is gone now too. So someone's gonna have to take on some role.
Yeah, take the load off Fournette's back.
Okay, so tight ends. Oh, okay. All right. Tight ends. All right.
I'll start. I'm not gonna go over Jelani Woods or Trey McBride because everyone has them 1 or 2, and someone else could talk about it. Greg Dolcit. That's how you pronounce it. I just think he had a good landing spot. He'll get some touches eventually, in my opinion, and if not, they'll at least use him as a solid blocking tight end, which could give him touchdown opportunities. But if someone else wants to take it away.
I completely
I
agree.
don't know enough about the tight ends to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know much about the tight ends. I'm doing my best, man.
Yeah, I can go fast on mine, but I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm not I don't know much about the tight ends. But the 3 I picked are just the ones that I knew in college that were going to be good. I just put Jelani in 1 because I think the Colts was a great landing spot for him. I think he can easily become a threat right away in his rookie year.
Agreed.
While McBride is already behind Ertz in Arizona, where he's going to be splitting receptions. Yeah, maybe in the future McBride will be better than what Jelani Woods, but I think right now I have that. And then I just put Likely at 3 because I personally liked him a lot in college. I think he played for Coastal Carolina. And he used to be a receiver, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, he's got that receiving upside already for fantasy. And, I mean, he has in the Ravens, which hurts behind Andrews. And, I mean, they're not a pass first
They draft
team.
a couple teams, a couple tight ends.
They did. They got another they got Likely and some other guy. I have no clue who he is.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
That's also why like it hurts Likely because I mean like I said I think he's pretty good. It's just the landing spot is terrible for him, and I don't know any other tight end enough to talk about them, so that's why I put Likely there.
Okay. I put Daniel Bellinger 3rd only because he has a chance. He's on the Giants, by the way. We have like no tight ends. We have what? Jordan Atkins we signed, who is old as dirt for football. And who else did we sign? Which tight end from Washington did we get?
No clue. I don't know who the Giants got.
I don't even know. Who was our tight end last year? Oh, we got Ricky Seals-Jones.
Yeah.
So no one great. So obviously we're in the room for a tight end and say he comes in Daniel to Daniel connection, Daniel Jones, Daniel Bellinger. Who knows? I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. Honestly, who knows? But receivers, I think, is the most interesting topic that we
Yeah.
all want to get to.
I say we all go one by one, starting with Gavin.
All right. So we're doing receivers now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Drake London, you just really look at his ability and the volume he could see right away. Kind of in question for his rookie year, but hey, as long as Atlanta gets that quarterback within the next 2, maybe 3 years, if it's not Ritter, he's the clear number one in that offense.
Yeah.
And Burks, kind of the same deal. Him and Robert Woods are very similar, so I see a lot of touches behind the line of scrimmage. And then Garrett Wilson. Now, Wilson and Alave for me was tough because is good. I think Garrett Wilson personally is the best receiver in the draft, but in terms of volume, not so sure because he's got Elijah Moore. You got 2 running backs out the backfield. So overall, I don't really know how much volume he'll get, but Chris Olave, other than Michael Thomas, he's the clear next option. So that's that. Christian Watson, that's an interesting one because he goes to Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. Other than him, I can think Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, he'll get his touches. Jameson Williams. Now he's got Jared Goff, but I assume Detroit, maybe even next draft, will start looking at the next quarterback of their team. And really, he just does it all. I mean, he's a vertical threat. That's that. And Jahan Dotson. I have Jahan Dotson a lot higher than most. I think Dotson is just as good as anybody in this draft. He reminds me a lot of Hollywood Brown. His route running, his catch radius. I mean, I think he's going to be a good player if Carson Wentz figures his shit out.
So once Carson Wentz is gone, then he'll have a chance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot Jahan Dotson was a person in my list.
Wait, to be fair, I don't think I had him either. But
no, we're gonna.
I might change your mind.
Yeah. So,
right.
anyways,
Good.
Skye Moore. Kansas City. That's that. George Pickens, NFL young boy, Mr. Black Air Force Energy. I don't know how much volume he'll get this year, but impending free agent Deontay Johnson leaving, you never know. And hopefully Kenny Pickett picks his play up. John Metchi. Now, I personally think John Metchi, he doesn't have too much competition in Houston in that receiving group. I mean, his only competition really is Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks. He'll fit in. He'll have a role carved out within the first 3 weeks.
I think and what my experts have told me, he's a clear-cut slot receiver. He's not going to be good out wide. That's why he didn't make my top 10.
Justin Jefferson's a slot receiver, dipshit.
And
he's pretty good.
Maybe he's next Justin Jefferson.
A struggling quarterback always looks for his slot guy or his tight end.
No, I'm just saying I think they're going to use him out wide, and he's
a lot of
slot guy.
That's a lot of points per reception.
Yeah, I don't know. John Metchi, definitely not in my top 10. The first 3 guys, like Gavin said, they're crazy talented, decent situations. Top 3 were all drafted to be the alpha wide receiver in their offense. Nothing more to talk about. Chris Olave, great landing spot with Michael Thomas running mate.
Can I pause you real quick?
Sure.
I mean, Treylon Burks, he was drafted to be the alpha guy, but I think he was kind of screwed into being the alpha guy.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
I don't think they really wanted him to be the alpha guy.
I'm just saying what happened, man. He was drafted into being the alpha in that team, so that is why he is there. On to Chris Olave. He's Michael Thomas running mate. Jameis Winston is a dog if he doesn't throw 1,500 interceptions a year.
Which
nothing more to say. Jameson Williams, he is also a dog, but I think injuries will slow the start of his career. But once he gets started, He will again be a dog and probably the alpha of that offense. Huh?
No.
Christian Watson, possibly the alpha of his offense. I think he could be anywhere from 4 to 7, honestly, but I have him at 6. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and he's gonna give him volume and make him fantasy relevant. Skye Moore, like Gavin said, he went to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. There's not much to talk about. George Pickens, he is a dog. I think once Deontay leaves, again, like Gavin said, he will take over that offense. Jahan Dotson, he is Terry McLaurin's running mate, so he definitely has a shake to be a really good wide receiver. And he is really talented, but I just think landing spot and situation is why he's so low.
What if Terry McLaurin's his running mate?
They're not happy.
Maybe I just don't know as much as I think I know.
I need that man for Dynasty, bro. I need Terry.
Alec Pierce, he is Michael Pittman's running mate, unless T.Y. Hilton's still on that team.
No, he's not.
I think he could.
I don't think he is. I think he's
easily
a
be.
free agent.
No, yeah, Hilton.
Oh, cool. So, yeah, I'm thinking Alec Pierce will be Michael Pittman's running mate unless Pascal or someone else really steps up this year.
No, don't worry.
Pascal,
Man, let me finish.
Pascal
And
was a
Alec
Philly.
Pierce will have a good role in that offense, and that's why I have him at my 10 over guys like John Metchi and Wandale Robinson, and definitely Tyquan Thornton.
Who's that guy? Oh, yeah, the Patriots driver.
Yep. On to Cam.
All right. So, I mean, the top 3 is, I feel like, very interchangeable. All 3 are definitely the top 3. I had Garrett Wilson at 1. I know, I'm pretty sure Gavin said this. He's the most skilled, and that's the only reason why I have him at 1. Because I think skill gets you so much farther than where some players do, even depending on the situation. I just think Garrett Wilson can become the most skilled player in this draft and then just show out in the future. I mean, I think Zach Wilson can be good. I have Brooks at 2 just because he's in the greatest situation of any of these guys. And then London at 3 because of the Falcons QB situation, and we suck. And then 4, I put Skye Moore, only based on the fact I wanted some variety in here. I wanted to be different. And I also like Skye Moore in college. Pretty sure went to Western Michigan. I could be totally wrong, but I swear I watched him there, and he was disgusting. And also the fact that he has Mahomes, and I love Mahomes. So I think he can make Skye Moore great, possibly.
Jackson
So
Mahomes
then
or
5,
Patrick Mahomes?
Both, actually. So then 5, I Jameson Williams. I mean, Jameson Williams was a beast in college. Lions is in a bad spot. Chris Olave 6. I don't love Alave, but I mean, he's obviously a phenomenal receiver. So I just put him 6. I put Watson 7, kind of like the Skye Moore situation. They both got great QBs right now. I mean, Rodgers got not a lot left. And also Watson is going to be probably the number 1, maybe. I mean, who else do they have?
No one.
Alan Lazard, baby.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, your guy, Skye Moore, did go to Western Michigan.
Yeah, I'm like that. That's what I thought. I saw him one time, near the end of the year, one of the bowls. But back to my list. I got David Bell because I liked him a lot from Purdue, I believe.
On God, he went to Purdue.
Cam likes David Bell as much as I like Chris Olave.
I do. I like David Bell a lot. I think he can be good. I think the Browns is a good landing spot. I think he can be really good. I think it depends on the future. Alec Pierce, just kind of throw him in there. I mean, he's just a good receiver. Colts is a fine spot. I think Steve said with Pittman's second man. I mean, yeah, he's gonna get his touches. And then 10, I had Pickens because I think the Steelers have a rep for drafting good receivers over time, and I think he can be decent. And he scares me with his Air Force energy, so he's gonna be scary. You already know it.
Yeah, what was he doing when he got drafted?
Yeah,
he was hype, bro.
Dude, that was
my man was staring down that TV.
Bro, with a ski mask on. What was he doing? A robbery if he didn't get drafted in the first
It's
round or something?
either he's getting
Maybe.
suspended by week 5 or he's going to have a rookie contract worth of suspensions by week 7. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's all pro or all jail team with Henry Ruggs.
Well, that's a good team.
And Deshaun Watson got traded from that team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
They said
They had to
Paul
cut him.
Crew. They said Paul Crew was good enough.
Yeah, I run Paul Crew on the Ant.
All right. My goal is to be different. As you can see, I put Jameson Williams 1. I think his upside is very high after his ACL is done, his ACL injury, like recovery is done. Obviously, with Jared Goff, I don't think it is as high. But I do like that he's in an offense where he's not the only guy, but he eventually will become that main guy. And he has good people around. Okay. He has good people around him. Like Chark and Amon-Ra, who's going to be there for a while. Swift will be there for a while. So I think it's just I think it's an overall good offense. I think there's a really good chance that Bryce Young, his college QB for the last year, could end up becoming the Lions QB, or even CJ Stroud, who was, I'm sure, he went to Ohio State for how many years, Williams?
Not sure. I am going to jump
But
in and
I'm
say Shark's
sure-
on a 1-year deal, so he
No, I know, he might be
an
gone,
alpha in
but
that offense next
St. Brown
year,
will- yeah,
unless
exactly.
Amon-Ra is that dude still.
Yeah, but Amon-Ra
continue.
is more of a sly, isn't he?
I don't know, but he could still be an alpha. Continue though.
Either way, yeah. So then 2, Garrett Wilson. He has the potential once again to be the number 1 guy in the class. I think everyone kind of touched on that. 3 is Drake London. He's just a beast. I think honestly he's in a good situation. If he gets a good quarterback, who knows how good he could really be. All these guys really could be number 1 easily, but it's just whoever I think sparks the quickest, maybe. 4, I have Alave, who's one of my like highest guys. I think that people are sleeping on. I think his upside is really high if everything could go the right way for him. Yeah, his route running is really, really good, and his speed is still up there with like some of the best. So I think it could be really okay. I think Alave could be really, really good. Burks, I don't know much about him as much as I know about the other guys. I think everyone's hyped about him because he was more of like a Debo in college, right?
Yeah, he did have a lot lower like separation ratings and all
Yeah,
all the
so-
route running stats than everyone else. So I will say guys like London and Garrett Wilson are clearly better than him, but he has a better landing spot than most.
So is Burks gonna get that
Better
same
opportunity.
role in Tennessee, though, is a question. That's the only thing. 6, I have Pickens. I think Pickens has a lot of potential to be really good. He was the guy that could have went first round to KC.
I thought
But
he was
didn't.
going to.
John
Thought he
Metchi
should have went
7th.
to
I've
Ravens.
been a fan of Metchi for a lot. Every time I watch Bama play this year, he was dominating. I mean, I know it is college, but the last slot receiver that I saw dominate that good in college on a championship caliber team was Jefferson. Not saying that he is Jefferson because he won't be, but I do think Metchi could be a really good player. And I think that he's in a really good spot in Houston where he'll be a more than main guy.
I'm gonna jump in before you go to Christian Watson. He is nice, but you got to remember Jameson Williams went down pretty early, so that affected a lot.
Yeah. No, that's true. I don't know.
But yeah,
He-
continue.
Wait, what do you mean Jameson Williams went down early?
Or no,
he
he
did.
went down in a national championship, but didn't.
Yeah, Metchi got hurt in the SEC championship game.
Oh,
Or no,
okay,
no, he didn't. He got hurt the week before the SEC championship game in the Iron Bowl against
Okay,
Auburn.
my bad. I had it backwards. Yeah, that
Um,
you're right.
Because they were in that was the game they almost lost to Auburn. They were
Yeah.
cooking. But then Christian Watson, once again, I don't really know much about him. I heard his hands aren't great, but with Rodgers, I guess there's the upside to be up there. Jahan Dotson 9, kind of forgot about him. I'd probably put him above Watson personally. I think Dotson has a higher upside. And then 10, just to be different, I did Wan'Dale Robinson. With the Giants, probably not, because I don't see how he'd get that much of a role. But if he ever gets out of the Giants, or the Giants are tending to have, or can't think of the word, but Giants have a very high past of skill players getting hurt.
A tendency of
Yes, tendency,
Yeah.
exactly. So if that continues, I think Wan'Dale could get a really interesting role. And I think an offense with him and Tony, where they play similar play styles, could be very interesting. So
I agree.
see.
And I just want to add, I mean, you could probably agree with this. Giants recent, say 5 years, really aren't known for being creative on offense. And I
No,
think
but that's
with a new head coach,
Mhm.
I think Wando Robinson will be utilized more than other gadget guys have been in the past. So he's an interesting one. He's keep an eye on.
The only thing that's
especially if
just
Kadarius Toney gets traded.
like I want to say he's going to get used a lot because we do have the new coach and we don't really have a tight end, so we're probably going to go 4 or 5 receivers a lot. But and Tony's not getting traded, so don't worry about that. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see because he didn't really use even look at like Gabriel Davis Dabble had last year, and he didn't really use him as much as he should have. I mean, Gabriel Davis was really good when he did play, so I don't know.
But it's tough when you got like guys like Diggs, you got big name guys you need
But yeah,
to have
Diggs
in the game.
obviously, but
Giants, you can be a little more flexible.
yeah, that's true too. I think
I like
Slayton
him. I like him
could be a
personally.
contender to be gone soon though. And who knows? I don't know how early Shepard's gonna be ready. He should be ready by week 1, but Shepard recently, sadly, has had a passer getting hurt a lot. So it wouldn't shock me if Wandell got a chance. Maybe he could be really good. But I don't know.
I think he'd
Crazy.
be good.
Yeah, I think
He was
would have been
he was
better
actually one
off
of the
with
players.
a different team.
He was one of the players before the draft. And that right there is why I don't have him anywhere on my list, because I had him on like no, I don't have a list, but like I knew who he was in
I know
college.
what you mean, yeah.
So I'm like, I was looking at him, like, oh, see where he goes. Like, I might draft him in like a dynasty league, but then I saw him with the Giants, and I just no offense to Giants, I just totally lost interest. I totally lost interest in him. I'm like, I don't think he's going to be used well at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do like him. I think he's skilled. I just didn't have him on my list because I just was too much uncertainty to the Giants. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good place to end it.
Unless anyone has, yeah, okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That
was a long one too. That was a long one.
Yeah,
no, that's good. That's how it should be. But I think comment below your top 3 in each position, maybe 5 for receivers if you want, if you're still listening. Definitely comment who you think had the best list overall
and the worst list
position. Worst list. Steven Johnson. I mean,
Anthony Lawrence.
I don't know.
we all know
everyone's gonna say mine because it's different. So
I'm gonna say mine's the best.
It's a little rambunctious.
I feel like it doesn't really
rambunctious.
matter what
I mean,
anyone
let's
says
see.
until we see how it pans out.
Yeah,
know?
because
exactly.
I mean, let's be real. Like N'Keal Harry, wasn't he the 101 pick in his class? And
Yeah.
he ended up being the worst. Like we have no clue what is gonna.
They're like, we're gonna look back at this in like a couple of years and be like, what the fuck? Like, we all thought this guy's gonna be good, and he's not.
When I get
and he was
everything
terrible.
right, I'm just gonna let you guys know.
Yeah, okay. I
When
guarantee.
Steve gets
ESPN, I'll be
everything
waiting
wrong,
for my
I'm gonna
contract.
laugh.
ESPN,
When Steve gets everything wrong, I'm
I'll
gonna
be,
make fun of him.
nah, bro. I'm waiting to be the next Stephen A. My middle name is
When
Alan.
Skye Moore
Just get
becomes
me
the
ready,
next
bro.
Tyreek Hill, you're gonna be crying.
I'm the next Stephen A.
Alrighty.
I guarantee a top 5 receiver, like when it's all said and done, will be like a 4th
Bust.
round pick that we don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. And one of our top 5 will be a complete bust.
Yeah, Treylon Burks.
That's why I'm not drafting him. But this is a good place to
Nah,
end
it might be. I have
Every-
no clue.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know who was the best and worst. And peace, boys.
All right, guys. So thanks for listening. That's the end
I
of the
thought Steve was
podcast.
closing. Like,
Nah.
End it.
Do we want to end it?
Yeah.
Nah,
I'm going to
I-
eat dinner. Fuck you.
I gotta eat my
Steve's
food.
bugging. All right. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening and see you.